The book opens with a voice, confident, clinical, a little bit unsettling. Dr. Adrienne Hale, psychiatrist, best-selling author, and the kind of woman who makes you feel like she already knows your deepest secrets, opens with a lesson on lying. She references a study involving a broken vending machine. Subjects got free candy, yet not one single person called the number on the sign to report the malfunction. As I said, everybody lies. And then she says it, the line that becomes the spine of the entire book: "Never lie to me." She can spot a liar instantly. The fidgeting, the vocal changes, the nervous babbling, the eyes that won't hold contact. She's better than any lie detector ever invented. It's a beautiful, chilling introduction. And the dramatic irony? By the time this book is over, you'll realize the biggest liar of all was hiding in plain sight, and it wasn't Adrienne.
Meet Trisha and Ethan, newlyweds, 6 months married. Ethan is blonde, handsome, stubborn about directions, and has a habit of arguing with GPS while snow buries his BMW alive. Trisha is quick-witted, stylish. She wore Manolo Blahnik boots to walk through a blizzard. Her words, not mine. They've been house hunting for months with their real estate agent, Judy Teitelbaum, a woman so professional she probably irons her grocery lists. Judy has set up a viewing of a sprawling, cathedral-like estate out in Westchester. Enormous arched windows, high ceilings, 6 bedrooms, and a price so low it should come with a murder disclaimer. Spoiler, it basically does. When a freak blizzard traps them in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, Ethan makes the very reasonable suggestion that they simply break into the house and spend the night. Because when you're lost and freezing, why not add trespassing to the evening's agenda? The second Trisha lays eyes on the house, she's gripped by a sick, visceral dread. Something terrible has happened here. Ethan chalks it up to hormones. Trisha suspects it's something much worse. Inside, the house is frozen in time, expensive furniture under years of dust, designer clothes still hanging in the closet, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Versace, cashmere sweaters no woman would willingly leave behind, and on every shelf, copies of a book called The Anatomy of Fear by Dr. Adrienne Hale, MD, PhD, a pop psychology hit that spent months at #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. Over the fireplace, a massive, commanding portrait of the woman herself. Auburn red hair, flawless pale skin, and vivid green eyes that seem to follow you around the room. "Isn't she that shrink who got murdered?" Ethan asks, flipping through the book. "She disappeared," Trisha corrects him. "I don't think they ever found her body." 3 years ago, Adrienne Hale vanished. Her boyfriend at the time, a tech guy, was the prime suspect, but was never charged. The case went cold, the house went unsold. And now, here are Trisha and Ethan eating bologna sandwiches in a dead woman's kitchen while snow rages outside. Things get progressively weirder. There's a glass of water on the counter, recently filled, still beating with condensation, a footprint on the floor, and at 3 a.m., when Trisha stumbles downstairs, the portrait, the one Ethan had taken down, is back up on the wall, staring at her with those green eyes. Is she seeing things? Is it pregnancy hormones? Or is there someone else in this house? Because here's Trisha's secret. She's pregnant. She's been terrified to tell Ethan, afraid he'll be angry. When she finally blurts it out the next morning, between bouts of morning sickness over the kitchen sink, Ethan's reaction is pure joy. "That's great! That's fantastic!" Relief floods through her. But the house still creeps her out, and that glass of water won't leave her mind. While Ethan showers, Trisha explores Adrienne's home office, a mahogany-desked, leather-sofaed room lined floor to ceiling with books. Behind a copy of The Shining on a bookcase, and yes, the irony of that is very intentional, she discovers a hidden room. Inside, dozens of cassette tapes labeled with initials and session numbers. Patient recordings, secret ones, kept entirely off the books, entirely without consent. Adrienne Hale had been recording her patients for years. Trisha can't help herself. She starts listening. The first tape she plays is labeled PL, a young woman, 25 years old, suffering from PTSD. She had survived a horrific night at a rented cabin where a masked intruder broke in and murdered her fiancé Cody and her two best friends, Megan and Alexis, leaving her with a scar on her stomach and a lifetime of nightmares. The next cassette, enter EJ, a narcissistic patient whom Adrienne only agreed to treat as a favor to his mother. He was unpleasant from the start. She should have trusted her gut. And this is where the narrative brilliantly splits in two. We begin hearing Adrienne's story, set in the years before her disappearance, alternating with Trisha's present-day story in the house. The tapes function as a portal into the past. Adrienne is fascinating, brilliant, cold, controlled, and deeply private. She volunteers at a free clinic, sees patients in her sprawling home, and runs her own life like a psychology experiment. She doesn't need anyone, doesn't want anyone. And then Luke Strauss shows up. Luke is the IT guy sent to install a security system and set up electronic medical records at the clinic. He's warm, dorky, self-deprecating, and stubborn in the best way possible. Adrienne is mildly irritated by him, which, for her, is basically love at first sight. After he finishes the security system at her house, she turns the tables with a fake therapy session, interviewing him on her couch with the tape recorder running. Luke goes along with it, then admits on tape that he has feelings for the woman in front of him. She's interesting and complex and caring and intelligent, but she's also beautiful. So what you're saying is that you have romantic intentions towards this woman? Adrienne presses. Are you aware that your face is bright red right now? She adds with the rare hint of a smile. He kisses her. She doesn't stop him. Their relationship deepens into something genuinely tender and surprising for a woman who had always been so self-contained. Her life is about to get very, very complicated.
EJ had one thing on Adrienne, a video. Grainy but damning footage of Adrienne slashing a man's tires in a parking lot, a moment of rage triggered by a stolen parking spot when she was running late to the clinic. Petty? Yes. Career-destroying? In the wrong hands? Absolutely. He starts by extorting illegal prescriptions for oxycodone. Then he escalates. When Adrienne, at her wit's end, confesses the blackmail to Luke and asks him to hack into EJ's house and delete the video, Luke reluctantly agrees and succeeds. They both breathe a sigh of relief. By the cassettes, the similarities between EJ and Ethan are uncanny. It doesn't last long. EJ had a backup copy, and now he's back, this time demanding something far more sinister than pills or money. He wants Adrienne, personally, or he'll release the video of her and the footage of Luke breaking into his house. Adrienne tries to offer money. EJ laughs. She goes to Luke and, in the coldest, most clinical way imaginable, suggests they get rid of him. Luke is horrified. "I'm not fucking killing anyone, Adrienne, okay?" he shouts, the only time in the book we see him truly lose his composure, and walks out. But Adrienne has already made up her mind. She invites EJ over. She drugs him, and then, alone, methodical, and terrifyingly calm, she kills him. She hides the body under the floorboards of her own office, beneath the couch. She deals with the smell problem by ordering an industrial odor neutralizer online. She cancels patients for 2 months. She doesn't panic. She plans. Meanwhile, Trisha, listening to these tapes from the future, is piecing it all together, tape by tape, in the very office where the body still lies.
And then Trisha's wedding ring rolls under the couch. Ethan moves the sofa to retrieve it, and they discover a hollow compartment in the floor, a handle, a lid. Ethan opens it. A rotting corpse. Dried out black skin still clinging to the bones. Scraps of a blue shirt. Denim pants. Trisha vomits. Ethan is strangely, unsettlingly calm. "I guess we know what happened to Dr. Hale now," Ethan says. But no, that's not Dr. Hale's body. That's EJ's body, the one Adrian hid. And then, a crash from the office. Someone else is in the house. They burst in, Ethan wielding a kitchen knife to find a gaunt, bearded, hollow-eyed man with scraggly hair and broken-in glasses. Luke Strauss, Adrian's boyfriend. Homeless and unemployed after newspapers branded him a murderer, he'd been quietly squatting in the empty house, the only place that still felt connected to the woman he'd loved and lost. He was the one who put the portrait back up. He was the one with the glass of water. "I loved her," he tells them. "She wouldn't have just left, not without saying anything. I never found out what happened to her." Ethan doesn't believe him. He ties Luke to the office couch with duct tape and a zip tie, convinced he's the killer. But Trisha believes Luke, and she knows something Ethan doesn't. Because the tape she found in the hidden room, marked PL, finally reveals the identity of the patient Adrian had been treating through all those sessions. The traumatized young woman who lost her fiancé and two best friends to a killer in a cabin in the woods. The one who was Adrian's success story. The one who commissioned the giant portrait as a thank you gift. P.L. Patricia Lawton. Trisha.
Trisha is not who she seems. The massacre at the cabin? Trisha did it. She killed her fiancé and her two friends and blamed it on a fictional attacker. She gave herself a wound. She ran through the rain and flagged down a car, the perfect picture of a survivor. Before that, a girl named Whitney Young, who bullied Trisha at 16, was found drowned in a river. The boyfriend took the fall. And then there's Grammy, but she was so old, who can say, really? After the cabin murders, Trisha had gone to therapy, to Adrian Hale, and used the sessions to build her cover story. When Adrian discovered what Trisha had really done, because Adrian, of all people, could always spot a liar, she tried to use it as leverage. A tape labeled PL contained Adrian's blackmail attempt against Trisha, and Trisha killed EJ for Adrian. If Trisha ever posed a threat, Adrian would release what she knew. But as Trisha's mother always said, the only way two people can keep a secret is if one of them is dead. So, Trisha killed Adrian too, buried her off a remote dirt road 2 hours away, where no one would ever find her. The reason Trisha really came to the house, she'd seen it go up for sale and panicked. EJ's body was still in that office. There was casino footage potentially connecting her to EJ. She needed to find and destroy the evidence before buyers, or Judy's cleaning crew, stumbled upon it. She dragged Ethan along as cover. Trisha caught Ethan burning the tapes. He confessed he killed his mother for insurance money. Trisha already knew. Trisha confessed killing Dr. Hale and EJ, but he still loves her just the same. Together, they kill Luke and bury him in the garden. EJ's body follows shortly after. The epilogue. 1 year later, Trisha rocks on the porch of their gorgeous new home, the house, Adrian's house, bought at asking price without negotiation because they needed to control who came and went. Their daughter, Delilah, toddles through the garden, pulling up flowers and bringing them to her mother. Ethan watches over their little girl, smiling, unaware that his wife is watching the patch of lawn where Luke and EJ are buried. The grass, after a year, has finally grown back. Digging his grave was harder than killing him. Ethan took care of both counts. I'd never found him sexier. They are happy. They are safe. And Trisha ends the book with a thought that should chill you to the bone.
Sometimes I wonder about Ethan. If somebody came around and started asking questions, I'm not sure how he would hold up. Hopefully that won't ever happen, but if it does, I'm prepared to take care of the situation. After all, my mother always said that the only way two people can keep a secret is if one of them is dead.